Some days I feel like I am too harsh. I have a tendency to be very aggressive when I attack my political opponents. If I think they are hurting the nation, I will make my disdain for them very clear. The sad reality is that in politics, kindness is not rewarded. To a certain point, you have to be brutal and ruthless. Not in a violent way, but in the sense that you should have a general disregard for your opponent's feelings. A nice leader is a weak leader. Nice leaders almost always come across as weak, and weak leaders lose. Jack Marshall, Bill Rowling, these are two very good examples. Mean, aggressive leaders have a far better record. Robert Muldoon, Paul Keating. Perhaps that is not how it should be, but in my view, that is the way it is. And it is hard to be nice to your opponents. It is very hard to be nice to people who are destroying the country. Most political figures insult and mock their enemies. Ardern was a rare exception. She famously portrayed herself as a kind leader, only to be caught calling David Seymour an arrogant prick. Some were outraged. I thought it was great. I wish she said it more loudly. In my view, Ardern's kindness persona was less about who she actually was, and more about creating a personal image that was well suited to a young female leader. As a young woman, she would not have gotten away with being aggressive and harsh. That is the sad truth. She would have been dismissed as crazy and hysterical. She correctly recognised that sexist reality, and she took a softer, strategic approach. And it worked for a time, but it was a facade. Politics is a brutal game. Some people are horrified by insults. They forget that for all of human history, people have been murdering and brutalising one another for political reasons. Many people on the right are extremely cruel and aggressive. This is especially true of the right-wing commentators. Aggression needs to be met with aggression. Cruelty must be met with cruelty. Ruthlessness must be met with ruthlessness. If the right-wingers are going to cyberbully people, we are going to cyberbully them back. Otherwise, we are at a constant disadvantage, and we will lose. The Democrats famously said, when they go low, we go high. And to look at them now. Don't play nice with cruel people. I do not regard my opponents as evil. In many ways, I am very sympathetic towards them. They are mistaken. Ultimately, nobody is evil. Even the worst people are just victims of circumstance. They are misled and misinformed. Oftentimes, their immorality is undermining their own self-interest. Many are dominated by emotion and devoid of rationality. Advocates of terrible ideologies and policies, I do not hate them, but I do hate what they represent. I do not hate them, but I do hate what they do. They wage war on rationality and morality, and so long as they do that, I will treat them with the disrespect and disdain that they deserve. Failing to do so makes you look weak. Politics is about power. In politics, there is nothing worse than looking weak. It makes defeat inevitable. If you are perceived as weak, you are done for. Strength, dominance, aggression, these things are crucial. The left needs to get better at embodying these things. Be more aggressive and bold. Be firm and unapologetic. Strength is key. Be angry. We have a reason to be angry, and a large part of the population is angry. They will be attracted to angry politicians. That means not backing down. That means meeting aggression with aggression. Strength is essential. And this is even more true of political commentary. I don't believe in needless cruelty, but I think people who are doing real damage should be mocked and insulted. You don't get to ruin people's lives and then claim to be entitled to kind, polite treatment. No. If you apologize or change your ways, of course mistakes can and should be forgiven. But when people are doing damage, they need to feel the heat. And insulting and mocking one's opponents has always been a great way of undermining them. That is the reality, as I understand it. What do you think? Tell me in the comments section.